On the 29th of October, an angry crowd stormed the airport in Makhachkala in Russia's Dagestan region. They rushed onto the landing field, chanting anti-Semitic slogans, looking for passengers arriving from the Israeli city of Tel Aviv. Videos floating on social media show some protesters waving Palestinian flags and climbing onto idling planes in an attempt to break through the windows.
This is flight 762 Dubai, Makhachkala. We've been sitting inside the airplane for more than 3 hours. Good thing we landed 40 minutes ahead of the schedule. But because there is a furious crowd out there, neither the Russian guard nor some sort of alpha nor the president of Dagestan can deal with. We are still sitting inside the plane and we are only being handed water.
These pro-Palestinian protesters had gathered together to denounce the Israeli actions in Gaza. Shortly afterwards, Russia's aviation agency Rosavizia announced that it had closed down the airport to incoming and outgoing flights. It is reported that 20 people were injured in the violence between the police and the civilians. Dagestan is mainly a Muslim Russian republic in the North Caucasus region. Its government voiced support for Gaza, but appealed to its citizens to remain calm and not to take part in such protests. Even the religious figure of the region, the Mufti of Dagestan, said the mob that stormed the airport was mistaken in its actions.
As for today's actions, I sincerely say you are mistaken. This issue cannot be resolved in this way. We will talk with the relevant people and will continue to try to resolve the issue differently. Not with emotions, not with rallies, but in an appropriate way.
Members of Moscow's Jewish community also expressed deep concern following the anti-Israel riot at Makhachkala airport.
Today, the airstrike against Jabalia is yet more evidence of the lack of a real plan by the Zionist entity, except for bombing children, women and civilians. All that is happening in Gaza is targeting the non-armed people of Palestine. It's terrifying that people can attack for no reason, all of a sudden. It's scary.
We stand for peace between nations. The Russian Federation is a multinational country where everyone lives in peace, of all confessions and religions. And in no case should political events spill over to our common home, the Russian Federation, in which we all live. And in no case should international politics influence interconfessional relations in our country.
The White House compared the Israeli targeted storming of a Dagestan airport to anti-Jewish pogroms that were perpetrated throughout Europe in the 19th and 20th centuries.
I think you all saw what happened in Dagestan, Russia yesterday, in what can only be described as a chilling demonstration of hate, bigotry, intimidation. Some people have compared it to the pogroms of the late 19th and early 20th century, and I think that's probably an apt description.
Pogrom is a Russian word designating an organized massacre or attack against a particular ethnic group. It is commonly associated with the historic targeting of Jewish communities in Russia and Eastern Europe.
So the systemic issue is that the authorities have shut down any attempts to publicly display support for Palestine. This is because of a general fear over gatherings of people, especially in the wake of last year's anti-mobilization protests. This is a very dangerous situation for the Kremlin because this is an instance of violence that they are not controlling. There's going to be mass arrests over the coming days.